Alright, welcome back to More Than Peachy's Gaming. This time we're running in the great normal Demogorgon. First things first, you have to stand on this platform. First and foremost, important thing to do. We're going to skip the cutscene by pressing circle, and then we can walk up here. If everyone has not skipped it, you will have to wait until they do. So we're moving quickly into this. So Demogorgon. The objective here is, one, tank should tank Demogorgon, and as you will notice, I am dealing 0 damage to him, and the health bar is locked up like a chain. Okay? Second thing, the DPS, clerics, should focus their attention on closing the portals, the bigger purple portals. You can see it way over there. Alright? A DC may want to, or healer may want to, keep an eye out on the tank in case their health drops fairly low. But if they are a Oathbound Paladin of protection for the tank, they should be, for the most part, okay. As you can kind of see, the most important things I need to have are Bane, Circle of Power, and Templar's Wrath for this guy. You won't really be using Circle of Power for this particular phase. You'll be using it more later during the second and possibly third phases. One interesting thing about this is you can lay it, but it's not necessary. Once the gold reaches gold, you no longer really have to tank if you don't really want to. It is optional. Nobody is forcing you to do it. The skill that he just used to stun me affected everybody on the map. So everyone who is currently participating in Demogorgon, all 10 of us. Since it is imperative that you have a somewhat balanced group. That means at least one tank, at least one healer, and the rest is DPS, really. For this, you can go full DPS if you want, though I do not recommend it. Or full tank. I really do not recommend that. Okay, so we are almost at gold, if I remember correctly. So I'm going to hit Demogorgon a few more times to distract him. That way he only attacks me and me only. So I don't want him to strike anybody else. So gold has finally been achieved. And now I'm suffering from madness. Once you get so many stacks of madness, you cannot use your dailies. And then when it goes up even further, like the condition that I have right now, you cannot use any encounter powers. One of the key things about fighting Demogorgon is he constantly, whenever he hits you, will build up madness in hopes that he can disrupt you enough so that you cannot heal before you get to a sanity well. These are sanity wells, and you'll hear announcements from time to time. Seek, safety in a sanity well, and that's what it means. It means go into one of those. Okay? You don't have to open up any of these other portals at all if you don't want to. Just focus on the purple ones until you get up to gold. Okay? We're already at gold. I'm still tanking because if I don't, my comrades will take a blunt of damage. And they already did their job. They don't really want to continue to worry about their health. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and move over here. Alright, so you notice how I walked away from him and he went right for the other group. So sometimes that happens. Tanking can be a little tricky. Even with my class, enemies aren't always interested in what I am. So I only have to do this for like another 20 seconds, and then he will be off my case. And when we go on to the next phase is interesting because it has portals that you can shoot enemies into, or the enemy into. You want to aim for the golden portals. The black ones heal them. Same applies in the master version, so just a heads up. So I'm going to go ahead and skip that. I forget what the name of the second enemy is because I rarely ever play this. I got a few good rings once upon a time and haven't really returned. Alright, so our enemy is Goristo. Okay, again, you want to come in with Bane fully loaded and making sure that he's debuffed entirely. You're going to want the DPS to kind of do its job. Wow, that was really weird. Okay, so it tells us to take shelter in Sanity Well. This is the Sanity Well. We're all fine. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, I'm suffering a little bit of lag there. I was gonna say, I should not be getting any sanity. Okay. Alright. So, it's telling us to get in the sanity well again. If you don't get into the sanity well in time, you take massive amounts of damage. But since we broke all of the requirements to deal damage to the boss, we didn't have to do anything all that special otherwise. Alright, so here's the weird thing about fighting him in this form. You can bane him from a distance. We aren't really going through it very quickly this time around, but there he goes. Alright, so when you're finished with beating him, he kind of disappears. Nothing all that special out of the drops, so I'm not too worried about it. But this is Master Demogorgon. The chest is right here by the door. Make sure you grab it on the way out. You have to have a lesser demonic key. If you have a greater demonic key, you can also open it, or a legendary dragon key. I don't have any of those available, so I'm not going to open it. It's just more of the same stuff that you get from the regular drops, so if you really wanted to, you could do this and get rewarded each time without actually ever opening a chest. In the master version, you need it to get the twisted ichor to make the twisted weapons, but if you're not interested in twisted weapons, don't even open it. That's my honest opinion on that. Okay. But yeah, that was normal Demogorgon. We had 10 people total. They all contributed. We did quite well. Hopefully this was informative. I do eventually want to do a Master Demogorgon run, because then it will be a little bit more interesting. So, please have an eye out for that one, and hopefully it works out well. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you did, check out my other videos. Thank you.